What's going on, everybody? Man, y'all know what it is. It's the CNG Podcast. I am G Walker, and I got my dog with me. You know who it is.
It's your boy Ceejay, man. We got the Bulls, we got Patrick Beverly, we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk to y'all about. So let's get into it.
Yeah, man. We got this going. We got the Bulls ended up playing the Nets. We actually ended up winning that game, 131-87. Then we ended up playing the Wizards. Ended up winning that game. But then we kind of hit a bump in the road. We ended up playing the Toronto Raptors. And we got some fan comments about that game we're not going to get into. We're going to get into that a little bit later. But then at the same time, we picked up that boy, Pat Bev. You know, the Bulls are actually 3-2 since we picked them up. But before we get into all of that, we're going to give you guys this intro. And once we give you this intro, we're going to get right into it. You ready, CJ?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is G Walker, one half of the CNG Podcast.
And I'm CJ, the other half of the CNG Podcast.
And just like that, we back. It was the All-Star weekend, so, you know, we had a break from putting out content from you guys because the NBA was on a break. But we back now, and we got a lot of content to cover with you guys, so we gonna get into it. So, CJ, how you been, man? How'd you enjoy the break, the time off, man?
A lot of stuff off social media that had to be done, a lot of things. So it was good to get a break, man, because a lot of stuff had to be done. But I'm ready to get back, man. I'm ready to get back to doing these videos. So we should just go ahead and get started, man. We got a lot to cover.
And let's get to it, man, real quick. We don't keep the people waiting. So coming back off the break, the Bulls ended up beating the Nets, 131-87. It was a great win. CJ, what you think about this win right here, man?
Man, first of all, we gotta talk about the Bulls getting Pat Beverly. You know, because I don't think we cover that, man. And the whole thing with Pat Beverly, man, he just comes in with just a mindset of holding players accountable, playing defense. You could just tell in this first game that the Bulls was just on another whole level that we never seen. You know, just defensively, just shutting a team down to 87 points.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy, man. Yeah, you know, getting Pat Bev, you know, is something that the Bulls needed, man. We all want to Russell Westbrook, but it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. But this actually might have been a better pickup and a blessing in disguise because he's providing toughness. He's providing accountability to guys what they should be doing on defense. You know, he's not giving us the 20 points a game, but he's giving us every intangible that you think a team might need for a little playoff push to get into that play-in, man. So it was great to see him out there, man. He's been a plus more than a minus. I can't even be mad. So, CJ, the next game, who do we have?
Man, we got the Washington Wizards. Bradley Beal, those boys. But, man, look at this. 82 points. They only gave up 82 points. 102 to 82, man. So, G. Walker, what did you think, man? This is the second game in a row that the Bulls have held a team under 90 points.
You know what, man? It just seemed like they a little bit locked in. You know what I mean? Coming from off that break. You know, teams, you know, these 82 games in a season. So guys might be a little tired. They might be a little winded. You know, get their legs back under them, get fresh. So to see them come back and blow out another team, you know, I know it's the Wizards, but those are teams that we need to beat. You know what I mean? They play in, just get into the playoffs, get to the play in. They was probably above us in the standings. So we actually won a game we were supposed to, or we needed to win. So what you think about that, man?
Oh, man, I loved it. You know, the fact that the Bulls playing defense, this is something that we've been preaching all season long. You know, the fact that they were able to come in and hold a team that, you know, under 90 points. And, you know, I know the Bulls are not a big offense, but, you know, if you don't have a big offense, you got to play defense. And I was just happy to see that they, you know, came out these first couple games and just really, you know, put their foot down and got the dub.
I got to agree, man. But these guys right here, they were efficient this game right here, man. You know, 27 from Zach, 29 from DeMar. So, see, what you think about these two guys right here, man, the big three and the big two right now?
They just got to step up. They got to play consistent every game, man. You know, and Zach LaVine, he is capable of putting big games. So there's no such thing that this guy should be inconsistent. He should be able to do this every night. And the same thing with DeMar. I know DeMar's had an injury. He's trying to get his legs back underneath him. But this was a good step in the right direction for these two guys.
Hey, man, you know what? And I got to agree, man. There's nothing better than see your two wings playing at a level like this, efficient, scoring over 20-something points, putting the pedal to the metal, beating teams they supposed to beat. It doesn't get any better than that, man. You want to see guys that are all-star, or a guy that should have been an all-star. Zach LaVine, getting healthy. He had that injury, had to get surgery. So to see him come back and be the Zach LaVine that I thought he could be, before he got injured, I love to see it, man. I really love to see it. But there's also somebody else we want to talk about that same game. Your boy, Kobe, spot him, drop him, White. And what do you think about Kobe in this game, man? He had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and he was 3 for 5 from the three-point line. Because I remember last time we talked about Kobe, you pretty much let him be known that Kobe White is a scorer and not a three-point specialist. So what do you think about this performance right here, man?
I loved it. He was aggressive, and not just him. Patrick Williams was also aggressive. Both of those guys, ever since that they inserted Patrick Beverly into the lineup and had, Kobe White and Patrick Williams to the bench, it seemed like those two guys can now be that 1-2 scoring punch off the bench. So, Kobe White understands when he comes into the game, he has to be that scorer, not a three-point specialist. That's not what he is, but that scorer, he has to become that.
Hey, man, I got to agree with you, man. Kobe White, man, he's improved everything in this game to me in this offseason and showing in this season. He's not turning the ball over as much. He's more efficient scoring, it seems. He's a little bit more patient. It's just like he really learning the game of basketball and understand he has to pick his spots. He's understanding that we need him to be the guy off the bench to give us that spark. And he's been doing that, man. And I actually think he's earned an extension with the Bulls. The Bulls got the summer upcoming. Everybody's not going to have to stay or they will stay. So what do you think about Kobe's chances of getting his extension done with us, man?
I think it is a strong possibility. Then I also believe that they can get him for undervalued. You know what I mean? Because he hasn't really been that consistent this season. I think he's been very up and down. But if they can get him from undervalued, like somewhere around $9.5 million a year, then I think that's a good signing for them.
And I got to agree with you, man. Kobe, man, I appreciate you this season, man. You've been balling out. It's the best I've seen you in a long time. Keep it up, man. I love to see you as a Bull for the long term. Let's go. But we're going to keep it moving to the next game. Ceejay, what do you think about this game right here, man? We came up a little bit short in the win. It was some coaching decisions I didn't like. It was, having Patrick Williams in the game. But he should have been in the game, but he wasn't. And that was disappointing because you had Caruso at the power forward and we were getting out rebound. So what you think about this game right here before we get into the fan comment?
Yeah, I really just believe that I think Toronto is better defensively, than we give them credit for. They got a lot of long guys. When I mean by long guys, it's guys with long wingspans. They're tough to score against. They run up and down the floor. They got a lot of young guys on the team that's very athletic. So it gave the Bulls a problem. When you have a short lineup with Caruso at power forward, you know what Siakam going to go in there and do. He's going to go in there and be Pascal Siakam. He's going to play with hustle. He's going to be passionate. So to me, I thought that was a mistake by Billy Donovan, is putting Caruso in there too long against Siakam because he just started running them up and down the floor just pretty much in that second half.
Hey, yeah, man, it was a terrible adjustment by Billy Donovan. There was no Drummond in the game. There was no Patrick Williams in the game. And I don't understand what Billy Donovan was doing that game as far as having his big guys on the bench. It just didn't make no sense. But we weren't the only people that didn't like that adjustment, didn't like that coaching. So we're going to get into the fan comments right here. These are some of the people that was not liking what happened that game. We got a guy named Gary who said allowing 19 offensive rebounds and having 19 turnovers, you're not going to win too many games. Toronto had a lot of steals and it killed us on offensive rebounds. And what your boy right there, Tim Lindsay, say, CJ? What do you say? We got what on the rebounds?
They got destroyed on the rebounds, pretty much. 19 offensive,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say 19 offensive rebounds, as Gary Gold mentioned. That's you can't have 19 offensive rebounds given to an opposing team and expect your team to win. Billy Donovan should have played Nikola and he should have played Drummond because Jakob Pearl was hurting these guys. Jakob Pearl seemed like he has the Bulls number every time he plays us. So, Billy Donovan's got to play big matchups when you're going against an athletic team like the Toronto Raptors. Yeah,
man, because we got my boy William Walsh right who says Caruso's in there for defense, but getting abused by a guy 5 inches taller than you, then what is the benefit to give you? He's missing shots. He's turning the ball over on offense. You can't start him power forward against Siakam, Giannis, or Durant. Where are we going without a real power forward? And I got to agree, man. I totally got to agree. But, CJ, we're going to get into something that you pulled up right here. about your boy Daniel Greenberg. Can you read that for the people for me?
Chicago Bulls guard Zach LaVine said on the Bulls post-game radio show that the team is locked and in treating every game from this point on like a 7-game, pretty much 7-game in the playoffs. LaVine also said, let's make a run at this thing. We got to bring it every night.
And you know what, man? And I got to agree with Zach. And Zach, since the All-Star break, has been doing numbers, man. He's been doing so much numbers that he's passed our boy, Derrick Rose, number 10 all-time on the scoring list. Ceejay, what you think about that, man?
I thought he would have did it sooner. No, but really, all fairness to Zach LaVine, I know he's very capable of having nights to where he should be able to dominate. Zach LaVine has got to put it into his mindset that he's the best player on the floor. What he does is scoring and just really destroying teams out there. So he has to put in his mindset game in and game out to do that. He has been doing that.
Yeah,
as of late.
Yeah, he's been putting in work, man. But to pass this guy right here, Zach LaVine has passed this guy right here, Chicago's own, Simeon's own, Southside, Derrick Rose, man, a legend in Chicago, man, the youngest MVP of all time. So to see Zach LaVine pass him up at this point, hey, man, kudos to Zach LaVine, bro. He's been getting busy since he's getting here as far as getting the bucket. You know, we get on Zach a lot of times, but this is not the time to say what he doesn't do. So, man, shout out to Zach LaVine for passing up Derrick Rose, man, and becoming number 10 all-time on the Chicago Bulls all-time scoring list, man. So, shout out to him, man. So the next thing we're gonna get into right here, still talking about our boy Pat Bev, man. Ceejay, this is what he said LeBron told him. The biggest thing he told me is prioritize your job, which is basketball, and have everything else come after that. Just hearing that, Ceejay, and reading that, what do you interpret from that? What do you think about that quote?
Well, basically, LeBron is saying, hey, I mean, when it comes to playing basketball, you know what you got to do. Hold your teammates accountable. Make sure they're on top of their game 100% of the time. All that other stuff you got off the floor, you got to keep that off the floor. When you come in, this is what you have to insert into your team. It's play hard.
Hey, man, I love the quote, man. I love, LeBron has been a leader for 20 years. He's been to multiple finals despite the losses. He's the number 1 all-time scorer of all time. He beat Kareem, 4 championships, 4 MVPs. You know what I mean? That's the person you want to, get that advice from, man. So shout out to Bron for giving him a little bit of, advice, coming back to the shot, man. So we're going to get into the next game, which was the Detroit Pistons, right, Ceejay?
Correct. This game came with some controversy that I don't know if we put it in. I don't know if we talked about it or not, but I'll get into it a little bit later. But the final score of this game, the Bulls came out with a close one, 117-115. G. Walker.
Yeah.
Do you believe the controversy that I'm talking about is I believe Jalen Ivory missed the free throw that would have gave them the lead. Right. Like late in the game. Detroit could have beat the Bulls in this game, and I really thought Detroit let this game slip away. The Bulls got lucky. What do you think about that?
I just think the Bulls, man, are the team that they've been all season, inconsistent, man, beating teams we shouldn't beat and beating them, but then losing to teams or getting close to losing to teams that we should dominate. And also, Ivy, what'd he do? He ended up calling the timeout where he didn't have a timeout, right? And he got a technical.
That was another thing. Yeah, the technical.
And he got a technical, man. So the Bulls got lucky, man, and ended up winning this game. But again, the guy, number 10 all-time scoring leader for Chicago Bulls, poured in 41 points, man. Ceejay, what do you think about Zach LaVine's performance again, man?
Again, he's stepping up. We just talked about it in the last little topic that we had is that, Zach LaVine has been stepping up, being that dominant guy on the court, just dominating everybody, all his competitors. He's been really playing very well. I mean, we've been getting on Zach LaVine for a minute. Patrick Beverly did say that he was going to get in Zach LaVine's behind. You know what I'm saying? I can't say the other word, policies and all that, but the fact that we've seen Zach LaVine doing what he's doing is like, man, like where has this been for the season, man? Where has this play been? But we get it. He's been hurt. He's been injured. He's trying to get his legs up underneath him. So good to see Zach LaVine playing like this right now, and hopefully it's enough to get the Bulls in the play-in.
Yeah, man, Zach LaVine coming through with the 41. It seems like he gets up to play against the Detroit Pistons. So for him to come in at the gate, and continue his dominance after the All-Star break, man, this is what we want to see. And I'm going to piggyback what you said about Patrick Beverly, telling him that, hey, man, your job is only to put the ball in the hoop at an elite level. So to see him actually taking that to heed and listening to Patrick Beverly and actually wanting to do that every night, but it seems like, Patrick Beverly is that type of dog that's going to put that battery in your back. You know what I mean? Yeah. And Zach LaVine feeds off that. Zach LaVine also said that, hey, I've been trying to get Patrick Beverly here for a couple years now, so he seems like he's excited to have that dog on this other side of him, man. That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah, and before we get into the next thing, I'm going to piggyback off of that. Now, Zach LaVine may be excited, but it's been rumors out there that one particular Bulls player has not liked the effect that Patrick Beverly has brought on the team as far as calling players out. That player is Nikola Vucevic. Now, and I believe it was in the Detroit game where Vucevic was supposed to be in a spot on the defensive side, and he did not help out Patrick Beverly. So Patrick pretty much got in, told him like, yo, you supposed to be in this spot. You didn't help me, bro. So I guess the energy, Vucevic wasn't feeling the energy, and I guess they had a couple of words back and forth or whatever. You know how players get on the court and talk to you, Walker. You've been in those situations before. So now the whole thing is that Vucevic may walk in free agency. Now, I did say if the Bulls let Vucevic walk, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to have to blow this whole team up. So, G. Walker, after hearing what I just said, what is your feeling on this now?
I'm riding with our boy Westside Pat Bev, man. The lack of accountability on the Chicago Bulls team has been going on for a very long time. Patrick Beverly is not going to allow that. He's a very high IQ defensive player. So he's going to call out things he sees on the defensive end that you're not doing. So to see him be that captain and telling Vooch where he needs to be, he was right. If you're supposed to have been over here, you weren't over here, so do it. But to see Vooch actually, try to rebuttal him and talk back shows you that he's not a leader. You know what I mean? He has an ego. And that's what's been going on with the Chicago Bulls for a very long time. Everybody wants to do what they want to do, but nobody has any type of accountability. So seeing Pat Bev step in, be the guy that we needed him to be on the defensive end as far as a leader and a vocal leader and making sure guys are where they're supposed to be, hey, man, I love it, man. And I just think that's what true basketball is, because Zach LaVine and Patrick Williams and DeMar DeRozan and Vucevic are all quiet guys. So now that we got a guy that's vocal, that's going to upset the guys that are not used to that or that's not that type of personality. So I'm not even mad at that he did it. It's just that it's just different personalities. So seeing it, that might happen, but going to for him might be and leaving the Chicago Bulls, hey, I don't know about that, but hey, man, accountability is accountability. So shout out to Westside Pat for stepping up and being that vocal leader that the Bulls need, man.
I agree.
Yes, sir. Hey, if my partner don't have anything else, I don't have anything else. And this has been a great show. This has been a fun show. Chicago Bulls has come out the All-Star break, wins and a couple of losses. They've been doing their thing. They look like they are locked in for the play-in. They're trying to make it. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan has been playing okay. So Kobe White, he's been doing his thing. Shout out to the fans and the fan comments that's coming in, supporting, showing their dislike or their pleasure. We really appreciate that. For sure. It's been a good show, man. Like I said, if my partner don't have anything, I don't have anything else.
We got it. And one more thing before we let y'all go, y'all gotta go make sure if you're on YouTube, if you're new, go subscribe to our channel. Go like this video as well on Facebook. Go follow our Facebook page, the CNG Podcast Facebook page. We're also on Twitter. We're also on TikTok. And G Walker, what's the other thing that we're on as far as the business side of it?
Oh, we're actually on LinkedIn. Follow us on our LinkedIn account as well, and our email is cngpodcast91@gmail. So, hey man, that's all I got, and that's it from me.
Hey, Antoinette, feel better. We'll see you in the next show. Feel better.
Yeah, Antoinette, feel better. Get better. So, enjoy the rest of y'all weekend out there, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. One love. Peace.